Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller. I'm one of the yoga instructors here in Yoga for Caregivers. This is our weekly stretch session where we really focus on getting into our bodies, stretching ourselves out, getting us ready for the rest of our day and the rest of our week. So, as we move through practice today, let's keep in mind our boundaries. Notice, where are you ready to extend into postures? Where do you need to modify and come down to the mat? Or perhaps find a center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to just step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable seat, whether your legs are crossed or they're straight out in front of you. You can be up on a block like me, or you can be down on your mat or on another prop. We're going to wiggle back and forth, root into our sits bones, and then we'll sit up nice and tall. We're going to inhale, draw our shoulders forward and up, and then exhale, drop them back and down. Inhale, draw our shoulders forward and up, and then exhale, drop them back and down. Good. Let's bring our hands into a comfortable position, whether on our knees, palms up or down, or in the lap. You're welcome to close the eyes if you'd like, or just find an unmoving point and soften your gaze here today. This year, inspiration for our classes is drawn from the Native American medicine wheel based on Sun Bear's vision. The medicine wheel teaches us about movement and change and offers us insight that will help us learn and grow. We're now in the Cougar phase of the year, which happens under the last moon of the first quarter. This is a time to listen to your inner voice and trust your intuition. Each of us has an inner knowing that guides us through our life. By cultivating it, we live in closer alignment with our true selves and avoid the pitfalls that bring us suffering. As we move through practice, I invite you to feel into your intuition. What is it trying to communicate to you? So, settling in, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another deep inhale, fill your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another deep inhale, feel the belly swell outward like a big balloon. And then exhale that breath out as you draw the belly button in toward your spine. Inhale as you feel your torso expand, your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale as you feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhaling air in your nose, down your throat, filling the lungs. And then exhale as you feel that air leave the body, move up the throat and out the nose. Continue to breathe deeply, inhaling and exhaling with intention. And notice here if the mind wanders off, if it gets distracted by thoughts, noises, physical sensations. And see if you can return to the breath, return to the inhales and exhales. Now, if it makes sense for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra to help you stay grounded to the breath here. Inhale, I trust. Exhale, my inner knowing. Inhale, I trust. Exhale, my inner knowing. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. Take another deep inhale here as you set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale here. Feel that intention with heart and mind. And then exhale that breath out. Set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it at the end of our practice. Good. All right, removing the prop if you are using one, coming down into a seat. Again, legs can be crossed or straight here. Bringing your hands down onto your knees. Inhale, bring your shoulders forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. One more time. Inhale, shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. Good. Hands come to your knees here, and then just find some circles. So we're creating circles with our body today. We're loosening up our hips, loosening up our back and our side body with these circles. They don't have to be fast. You can go whichever way you want first. It does not matter. Just finding a little movement here, getting the body to wake up, getting a little bit of that warm up in here today. And then when you feel ready, switching directions. So again, using your knees for support, feeling your hips as they connect with the mat beneath you, and just noticing how it feels in your body here today as you do a few of these circles. Good. Coming back into center here, we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So rolling over the hands or the feet and then coming into your tabletop. So your hands are going to be beneath the shoulders, knees are beneath the hips, and then your tops of the feet are going to be on the floor here. All right, we're going to plant into our right hand and inhale, sweep tall with that left arm, reach toward the sky, tabletop twist. And then exhale, thread the needle, lower the left shoulder down to the floor, side of the head down to the mat here. Good. Feel that twist through the spine. Take a breath here. Stay even in your weight through your knees. Good. Inhale, press into that right hand. Go ahead and exhale, press yourself all the way up into that tabletop twist again. And then exhale back into center. Good. Opposite side, we plant into the left hand. Inhale, sweep tall with that right arm, tabletop twist here. And then exhale, we thread the needle and lower that right shoulder down to the floor for thread the needle. So again, weight is in that right shoulder this time. Stay even in your weight through the knees. Feel that nice twist through the spine. And let's breathe. Oh, excuse my yawn. We inhale as we plant into that left hand, and then exhale as we sweep tall toward the sky, reach toward the sky with those fingers, and then exhale, bring that right hand back down to the floor. Good. All right, on the next inhale, we're going to tuck the toes, and then on the exhale, we're going to lift our hips into a down dog. Now, this may be the first down dog of our day or week, so we're going to walk our dog. Find a little bit of movement in the legs, bending one knee and then the other, giving the back of our legs the chance to open up, to greet us here today. Good. And then when you feel ready, coming into stillness. So grounding into down dog, arms strong, shoulders down onto the back. Gaze is not at the hands or beneath the head, but instead it's looking toward the toes. Good. Press the chest toward the thighs as you feel the heels reach toward the floor. Yeah. Let's take a nice deep breath. Good. One more deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, we go ahead and we sweep that right leg tall. We flex the foot and press through the heel, three-legged dog. Good. Continue to press through that right heel, no matter how high it goes, really reaching energetically toward the sky. And then press your chest toward your left thigh. Good. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, we bend the knee and look up between the hands. And then exhale, we step that right foot forward here. Good. Keep your back heel lifted. And then on the following inhale, we sweep up the arms, lift the torso, coming into our high lunge. So our front knee is bent. It's in line with the foot and in line with our ankle. Our back leg is nice and long. Eye of the knee presses toward the top of the room and heel is lifted off of the mat. Good. Hips are square with the front of the room. Our arms are up, but our shoulders are down. Good. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here together. One more deep inhale. Good. Exhale, turn that back heel down, open up to your left here. You want that back foot almost parallel with the back of the mat here. And then we're going to inhale, straighten that front leg, arms out to a T. Now I'm going to switch around so I can face you here in just a moment. All right. So arms are out at a T. We'll serve forward through the fingers, hinge at the hips. Bring that front hand down to the shin, but then bring that left hand down to switch with it. Now, you may want to have a block to the inside of the ankle, left hand on the block. Either way, we're going to rotate across the body and lift that right arm tall, coming into our revolved triangle. So top arm is up, palm is open. If this strains the shoulder or the torso, hand can also be on the hip. We're feeling that pull through the outside of the right leg. Draw the left hip forward so that forces you to really open up through the spine here, trying to open up that chest. Good. We're feeling that IT band stretch. Twist through the spine. Bottom elbow has a nice little bend to it. We don't want to lock out any of our joints here today. And let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, let's go ahead, bring that top hand down to the mat here. We're gonna bend that front knee here and then lower the back knee down and untuck the toes, making sure your props are out of the way so you're not gonna hurt yourself. Now, we want to bring our hands to the inside of our right foot and then heel to our right foot to the right side of the mat. So we're widening our stance slightly. So we're sinking the hips down and welcoming ourselves into lizard. Now, if you'd like, you can stay right here. I'm already feeling a stretch in my right hip and a nice deep opening in my left hip flexor. Feel free to stay. Couple options. Your right foot can roll onto its outside edge. For some people, that feels nice. For others, it does not. It's an option. You can use a block or another prop to come down onto your forearms to assist the opening, or you can come all the way down onto the mat here. So notice what feels right for you. If you're using a prop, try to get it right below your shoulders here so you're creating a nice, strong, and steady support. Let's breathe. All right, inhale. Let's press ourselves back up onto our hands, move props out of the way. We're going to tuck the back toes and lift the back leg. Now, hop that back foot in far enough so your heel can be firmly onto the floor. So you may need to come in a little bit here. It's going to depend on your anatomy. Bring that left or right hand to the outside of the right foot and then heel toe it toward the center of your mat. So your toes should be pointing toward the top of your mat and they should be in different lanes as if they're on a pair of skis or railroad tracks. We're going to inhale as we lift through the torso, nice long spine here. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, lean forward with the heart center, coming into your pyramid pose. So as we hinge forward here, we're curling the nose toward the knee, but at the same time, reaching the crown of the head down toward the toes as if you're going to touch your toes at the top of your head. Now, your hands can be on your hips, on your thigh or shin. You could be using a block under both hands or two blocks, one in each hand. It's completely up to you. They can also be down on the mat. So notice what feels right for you. Draw that left hip forward and let's breathe through that nice deep stretch to the back of that right leg. All right. We inhale, bend that right knee, plant the hands on the mat, and then go ahead and step back into your down dog. Now, you may want to wiggle out your knees, move your hips back and forth, just a little release here. Good. And then come into stillness, opposite side here. So we're going to inhale, sweep that left leg tall, flex the foot, press through the heel, three-legged dog. So again, we really energetically reach to that left heel, no matter how high it goes, and we press the chest toward that right thigh. Inhale. Let the breath go. Inhale as we bend the knee and look up between the hands, and then exhale as we step that left foot up between our hands here. Good. Keep the back heel lifted, and then inhale, we sweep up the arms and lift the torso right into our high lunge on the opposite side. So the front knee's bent in line with our foot, in line with our ankle, and then our back leg is nice and long, heel pointing up toward the sky. Good. That back knee, eye of the knee is pressing up. So it's not bent, but it's pressing up toward the sky. Hips are square with the front of the room. And then arms are up, but shoulders are down. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. All right. Inhale, turn that back heel down, rotate open to the right and extend that front leg so it's nice and straight, arms at a T. I'm going to stay this way this time so you can see the postures from the from the opposite angle here. Okay. So your arms are out at a T. Surf forward through the fingers and hinge at your hips. Bring your front hand down to your shin, and then right hand comes down to meet it and switch. Again, if you'd like, you can use a block to the inside of your left ankle here, right hand on that block. And then exhale, rotate across the body and lift that left arm coming into your revolve triangle on the opposite side. So again, top arm is up, palm is open. Hand can also be on the hip if that's better for shoulder or the torso. Think about rotating open through the spine so you can see how nice and open my back is here. We're feeling that pull through the outside of the left leg as we draw that right hip toward the front of the mat. And then our bottom elbow stays soft. You can see how tempting it is to lock it out. So don't do that. Just a baby bend here, and let's breathe. Inhale. And then we exhale, drop that top hand down to the mat, bring that back foot up onto the ball, drop that back knee, bend that front knee here. Left hand to the inside of the left foot, heel toe your left foot to that outside edge of the mat there. Good. Now, again, we're coming into lizard as we lower those hips down toward the floor. You can stay right here. Option. You can allow your left foot to roll onto its outside edge. Option. You could use props like a block underneath the shoulders to create that nice supported opening here. Or you can drop down onto the floor if that's accessible for you. Wherever you are, we are opening up those hips. So let's take a couple breaths here together. All right, let's go ahead and inhale, bring ourselves back up onto our hands here. We're going to tuck the back toes, lift the back leg once again, hop that right foot in far enough so the heel can be on the floor. Hands come to either side of that left foot, and then we heel the left foot in slightly here toward the center of the mat. Again, we want our toes pointing toward the top of the mat and have them in separate lanes, like if they're on a pair of skis here. We're going to inhale, lengthen our spine, flatten our back, reach through the crown of the head, and then exhale, hinge at the hips, lean forward with our heart center coming into pyramid on this opposite side. So again, hands can be on hips, thigh, shin. You can use a block for support. You can use two blocks for support if you have those, or your hands can also be down on the mat. Nose curls toward the knee, but again, reaching through the crown of the head as if we're trying to touch our toes with the crown of our head. Draw that right hip forward, and then let's breathe. Yeah, you're feeling that stretch of the back of the front leg. You've got it going on here. All right. Inhale, bend that front knee. Go ahead and plant the hands on the mat and then step back into your down dog here. Good. Maybe wiggle those hips, bend those knees. Just a little release for your hips here. Practice well done. And then go ahead and drop down to your knees. Untuck your toes, sink the hips back, and elongate the arms. Take a nice child's pose here. As your forehead comes down to the mat, you can gently roll it from side to side, giving yourself a little massage across that third eye space. You don't have to. If your head does not reach, you can stack your forearms or stack your fists. You can also use a prop like a block, a bolster, a cushion, a dog, whatever you may have here. Let's just take a couple of deep breaths here together. Now you can remain here if you'd like, or inhale, sweep those arms around behind you, interlace the fingers over the sacrum. Now you can remain here, or if you'd like, inhale, pressing the chest gently into the thighs. We want to keep that touch of the forehead on the mat very light. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up off the back here, coming into this nice shoulder stretch. Just a couple breaths here. Good. Feeling that opening through the shoulders, forearms, biceps. And we inhale, we lower back down gently. Bring those hands to either side of you under the shoulders. Inhale as you press yourself on up into center. Nice work. Last posture here before we come down onto our backs. So come on down into a seat and extend your legs straight out in front of you. Root down into the sits bones, lengthen through the spine on the inhale, and then on the exhale, hinge at the hips and lean forward here, coming into a seated forward fold. If you've practiced with me, you have definitely done this posture. If you're brand new to yoga, you've probably done this posture at some point, maybe seventh grade track and field. So let's set it up right here. We're rooting into the sits bones, and instead of curling forward with the nose, instead we're pressing forward with the heart center. So we're getting that nice deep stretch to the back of the legs. That may mean we can't sink as far, and that is okay. We want that integrity in the posture versus what we see on Instagram, right? Like people folded in half. Now, we're lengthening through the spine at the same time. So we're making this a full body stretch by getting the pull here. But then as we lengthen through the spine, shrug the shoulders, make the neck long, and reach through the crown of the head, we bring that stretch up into the spine here. Yeah. Hands find that comfortable position, whatever that looks like for you. And then we just take a couple of deep breaths here together. When you're ready, we plant the hands on the mat. We come back up into neutral. We're going to come right down onto our backs for final relaxation. So if you need a towel off, put on a jacket or socks for final relaxation. Now's your moment. We will not sit up for the rest of practice. Okay. So coming down onto our back, we tuck our knees into our chest, give ourselves a little squeeze. Practice very well done. And then we drop the soles of the feet down to the floor. Now, knees can remain like this, and you can just hang out like this for final relaxation. For many people, this is great. And if you have low back pain, this may be the best option. You can also extend your legs and put blocks or a bolster beneath your legs as well. You can allow your knees to fall open wide, coming into recline down angle. You can extend one leg and keep the other foot in for a fallen tree. You can extend both legs out for traditional final relaxation. Find that spot for your hands that feels the most comfortable. It's whatever it may look like for you. And if you prefer, you can always lay on your side or on your belly, or even come into a seated posture if you prefer to be like that for final relaxation. Really, it's whatever you prefer, as this is your final relaxation practice. So I invite you to make your way into that position now. And as you begin to settle in here, begin to tune into your breath and just notice, what is it like? How fast or slow has the breath become? How deep or shallow? Notice the quality of each breath on your inhales and the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feel into the gentle rise and fall of your belly, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Just notice how that air moves in and out of your body, not controlling it, not trying to change it, just simply being a witness to it. Again, if your mind wanders off, starts thinking about what's next or a physical sensation or gets caught up in a sound, it's okay. You are human. See if you can turn away from that and come back to the breath, every time you notice you've gone away. Or if you'd like, you can return to that mantra that we used at the beginning of practice. Inhale, I trust. Exhale, my inner knowing. Inhale, I trust. Exhale, my inner knowing. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time and I certainly respect yours, and I will let you out of this posture before the end of practice. Leaning back, letting go, resting right here. Freedom is something we can attain whenever we like with the practice of breathing in mindfulness. Bringing your awareness back into the space, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, and then slowly exhaling your breath back out. We take another deep inhale as we begin to wiggle fingers and toes, move arms and legs, gently waking your body up. When it feels right for you, roll onto one side, pause there with an arm or a hand beneath the head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a deep inhale as you make your way on up into a seated position, and we close out our practice together today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into your sits bones and sitting up nice and tall. We inhale, bring the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale, drop them back and down. Hands come into that comfortable position, knees, lap, or at heart center, closing the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on Earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here for this weekly stretch session in Yoga for Caregivers. Again, my name is Alexis. I'm here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, so make sure to mark your calendars and set an alarm to join me. Yoga for Caregivers is all over the place: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So make sure to tune in and find us there. We are constantly expanding programs and trying to serve you better. So if you have any ideas, of course, reach out to our team. And I just want to say thank you once again for joining me. It is always an honor to teach you, and I hope forward to do so again in the future. The light in me sees the light in you. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.